Hello YouTube, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and on this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users getting folks the answer they need from an employment attorney. We've got a question here from PsychLife79 who asks us, "Hi Vince, I have Parkinson's disease and I was hospitalized for a severe course of COVID with Parkinson's as a comorbidity. That sucks. I'm sorry. I hope you're okay. I received my right to sue letter while I am in recovery. I still have 2 months to file, but my health is a major obstacle. I contacted my EEOC investigator, and they said they do not have the authority to extend my time. I am too sick to do it now. What do you think? Thanks for all your laughs." Okay. Excuse me. All right, so here's the deal. What you have to remember, fundamentally, is that the EEOC is an agency that was largely created as an obstacle for claimants, right? It's got really tight statute of limitations to file with the EEOC. It's got a really tight statute of limitations to file with the EEOC. In some states, as cited, 180 days, in others, 300 days. That's already weird for a federal agency. That's very weird, very strange, right? Very complex. Why wouldn't it be the same in all 50 states? Oh, because they're state agencies. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's a stupid rule. And is the state agency qualifying or not qualifying? How do you know? It's not your job to know. You're not an attorney. But that is an incredibly short statute of limitations, whether it's 180 days or 300 days. You have to have a bad thing happen to you, right? Workplace sexual assault, workplace sexual harassment, workplace discrimination, retaliation in the workplace, and get that filed within 180 or 300 days with a federal agency that you may never have even heard about before. You have to learn about your rights, potentially hire an attorney, get filed with the agency, learn how to do that, do everything in a very, very narrow window while you're still working, potentially, taking care of your family, trying to survive, meeting all your other life obligations, right? And then the EEOC will help, I think, less than 2% of cases. It might be less than 1% of cases that file, personally. The EEOC does not generally get all that involved in cases. They settle a fair number of cases, but they often don't offer to litigate cases for most folks. So really their role is to try to settle cases, to keep those cases out of federal court, and then to be kind of a stumbling block in that you can't just go file in federal court with a claim of this type unless you get a right to sue letter from the EEOC, right? You need that right to sue letter, which PsychLife79 references, to be issued by the EEOC so that you can go file these claims, these specific claims only, workplace sexual harassment, workplace discrimination, certain retaliation claims, under the federal laws, under certain federal laws, not even all the federal laws, just a couple of the federal laws. And once you get that right to sue letter, you have only 90 days to get filed in federal court from the date you receive the right to sue letter. And PsychLife79 is saying, hey, I'm super sick. I'm dealing with Parkinson's and COVID at the same time. Also, just by saying that name, this video got demonetized, pretty sure. But, and I don't mean Parkinson's, for the record. Okay, so that's the deal. And when that investigator says that she or he doesn't have the authority to extend that, I believe them, because the goal is to kill cases, or at least to keep cases out of federal court. That is largely the goal, one of the purposes for the invention of the EEOC. Not the only one. There was some noble purposes, right? The EEOC has done some good things, and there are some good people at the EEOC. Some, right? But largely, it is meant as a stumbling block to keep cases from using the federal laws to go after their employer. And when it was voted in, when it was, the statutes that gave it life came about, that was largely the point. It was meant as an employer-friendly agency that would appear to help employees, right? So it's good for the politicians, good for the fat cats who are employers. Misleading and bad for the employees. That's the reality of the EEOC. Now, your argument is, hey, I am super sick. I'm in recovery. I can't meet this 90-day statute of limitations, this 90-day window to get my right to sue letter and file a complaint in federal court. Fair enough. I think that's a great argument. Here's the problem. No one else will. I know. I sound like a monster. Great response that you're going to receive when you say, hey, court, judge, I couldn't file on time because I was very sick. Judge might say, oh my gosh, that's horrible. Were you mute? Were you in a coma? Were you medically incapable of making decisions? What kept you from hiring an attorney? What kept you from getting this filed in court? Because were you paralyzed? Every ounce of your body paralyzed? You couldn't move? You couldn't think? What are we talking about here? Like this might be the standard they hold you to. Like, you're making an argument like, hey, this is going to be super hard because I am super sick and I'm in recovery. And that may not be the standard they're looking for. The standard they're more likely to apply is, how was it medically impossible for you? How was it medically impossible? Like, what was happening that made it impossible? I'll go a step further. The only argument that I've seen reliably extend the 90-day window to get a right to sue letter, like from the day you receive it, to get your complaint filed in federal court, the only argument that I have ever seen have a better than 50% success rate for getting that 90-day window extended is as follows. Hey, the EEOC is lying. They did not actually mail this when they said they did. Now, don't lie. I'm not telling you to lie, and you know that. You wouldn't lie, Psych Life 79. But I'm telling you, that's the only argument that I've seen work at a clip of more than 50%. All other arguments for extending the 90-day window of that window to get filed, in my experience, running hundreds of cases per year, working at a firm that I believe files more of these specific claims nationwide than any other firm in the country for 15, 16 years now. All other arguments beyond the EEOC did not mail this right to sue letter when they claimed they did have a less than 3 or 4% success rate. So I'm not going to tell you your argument will fail. I'm going to tell you, if we were family and you told me I'm going to try to make this argument, I would say, yeah, that's a fool's bet. Don't do that. Go ahead and hire an attorney, and they're going to do it all for you. And I get that it's hard, but clearly, Psych Life 79, you can type on the internet, as you've typed a comment here. And I don't mean to sound unsympathetic. This thing that I'm saying to you is horrible and uncaring, and it's not how I feel, but it is the best advice. If you're capable of typing or speaking or whatever it is, any means of communication, then do so with an attorney who is capable of filing this federal claim for you in federal court. I understand that it's heartless, uncaring, evil adjacent. I would meet you at evil adjacent if you wanted to call it that. Still the best advice. Because your success rate for arguing, I was super sick, couldn't get it filed, exceptionally low. Exceptionally low success rate. Just, I'm sorry. It's the reality of the situation. And I'm not here to blow smoke up your chimney? What's the politically correct version of that phrase? I'm here to tell you the truth. And I just think, listen, that's a great way to lose your federal claims. You might still have state and local law claims. You might still have federal claims that don't have to go through the EEOC. But the claims that did go through the EEOC, that do have to go through the EEOC, do require that right to sue letter, you arguing that you were too sick to file in federal court, that is a tremendously good way to yeet those claims out the window and lose those specific claims. No question. I'm sorry. That's not what you want to hear. I would imagine you want to hear that the court system and the EEOC and the federal government are caring and they're here to help. But there's a reason the phrase is, I'm here from the government. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. That's one of the scariest phrases you can imagine, according to Reagan, I think. And I'm not a Reagan boy, not a big fan, right? But boy, that one's pretty true, right? Like the EEOC is basically saying, yeah, we're from the federal government, we're here to help. Okay, all right, all right. I'm nervous now, right? And Psych Life 79, so should you be, because those laws weren't made to help you. Those laws were made to trip you up. At least parts of them were. Don't get me wrong, they can be incredibly valuable laws. There's a lot of money to be had running these cases. Just, that's the reality. There's a lot of money to be made. The laws can be great, but there's a lot of hoops to jump through, a lot of obstacles to get past. And you have to do it all. And there's not going to be a lot of understanding or sympathy from the decision makers as you go forward. It is very much meet all the criteria. The end. All right. Good luck to you. Good luck to you for a speedy recovery. I hope that you are able to get this filed. I hope you're able to find counsel who will send someone to the hospital to work with you, or will work with you online, whatever it takes. I hope you win your federal claims and get paid and get made whole. But in the meantime, I just hope you find counsel. Really, more than anything, I hope you find representation. If this was helpful, like, subscribe, comment down below, share this channel so it can grow. Take care, everybody.